If you're considering opening an indoor playground or a play cafe, then let me be the first to congratulate you. You're likely daydreaming of this process because you're hoping to either spend more time with your family, supplement your income, or create a positive and lasting impact in your community, or all three. 4 years ago, I was in your exact spot. I was at my desk job with my newborn baby at home, feverishly researching the Play Cafe business model during my lunch hours, during when my baby went to sleep, just consuming as much information as I could. But here's the thing, there's not much information out there. After spending hours searching for answers and even more hours interviewing current Play Cafe owners who rightfully charged a pretty penny for their consulting services on their experiences, I've discovered the two reasons for this lack of information. Number one, fear of competition, and number two, lack of success. Once I got a peek behind the scenes of some of the most well-established play cafes in the world, I realized just how unique and different this business model is to operate. It often looks like a dream from the outside, but what I saw inside of each business were just determined parents who worked incredibly long hours and who invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in their business. I was shocked that everything wasn't as simple as I had hoped it would be. Shocked that a group of business owners could be so dedicated, yet still fall short of their profit goals. Shocked that there was such a fear of competition still within the industry, but I decided to take the plunge and open Climbing Vines Cafe and Play, which is our indoor playground. Now, I understand the fears other play cafe owners have when it comes to sharing the secret sauce of their businesses, but now that I'm opening a second location of Climbing Vines with a licensee, I'm ready to share everything about my path to play cafe ownership. I've helped dozens of prospective owners implement this process in their own area, and it's worked each time. But be careful not to skip over any of the steps. I've seen owners go down that path and fall short of their goals. So step one, create your business plan. Many times business owners, unfortunately, reach out for help after they've already reached the point of no return and closing their business is on the horizon. When I get these calls and then ask to see their business plan so that we can really dig in and figure out if their dream is salvageable, I often get the deer in headlights stare. Their business plan is either half done or breezed through like a simple checklist item that they couldn't wait to mark as done, or they didn't have one at all. These owners didn't put in the work before they made major decisions like signing a lease, planning their space, which is required for a sustainable business. So take your time with this step. For me, it took over 6 months to complete my research and write the plan that secured over $200,000 in funding. Step two, choose a location. When choosing a location for your indoor playground, there are several factors that I want you to consider. First, determine how large you envision your space. If your ideal spot is a cozy 2,500 square foot space like mine, you'll be looking at spaces very different from someone who's looking to open a 40,000 square foot family entertainment complex. Have a rough idea of the space you envision your business in so you know what to look for and what costs to consider. Second, you'll need to also consider what your area is like. Are there neighborhoods that are densely populated with young families? Are there any competitors you'd prefer to stay away from? Also, keep seasonality in mind. If your location is mild most of the year, you may want to consider a play cafe with an outdoor component to increase traffic during mild months. But if your area is hot or very cold most of the year, an all indoor space is likely the way to go. Third, factor in the price of street visibility. Many owners feel they need to be on a main road in order to get the word out about their business. However, this is not the case. The rent on main roads comes at a high premium, and I should know I'm paying for a premium location right now and regretting it. This visibility isn't necessary for a healthy business. You see, parents of small children typically don't just drive by a facility and decide to drop in. They're asking their friends, browsing Facebook, or searching on Google for things to do in their area and planning their trip carefully. You'll want to spend your money getting more visibility online because that's what's going to improve your traffic and your sales, not having a really attractive and visible street front. Step three, get funding. Now that you have your business plan in place and you've limited it to 1 to 3 potential locations, it's time to put a stake in the ground and get the funding you need to open. The amount you need to open will be determined by the factors you came up with in step 1, create your business plan. There are 3 main ways to get a brick and mortar business funded: crowdfunding like Kickstarter, a bank or a financial institution, or family and friends. Each of these methods has pros and cons for sure. Choose one or a combination of methods, which I actually recommend, whatever works best for your needs and circumstances. Once you get funding, it's time to present your plan to the property owners of your prospective locations, which if you plan on leasing, then they're going to want to see that, and then you have to sign your lease. And be sure to consult with a lawyer regarding your lease, and you can read more about that on my blog. Step 4, plan your space. Now that your space is all set and your lease is signed, it's time to dust off your Pinterest inspiration boards you've been neglecting and make some purchases. Custom play structures can take 6 to 12 weeks to create, so be sure to make any custom purchases early. You'll likely need to hire an architect to plan your space based on your town's building codes. Be sure to choose an architect that specializes in retail or entertainment space. Someone who builds offices, for example, won't be able to design a check-in process that will boost your sales and streamline your customer's experience because it's not their wheelhouse. Consider the streams of revenue you outlined in your step 1 business plan when planning your space. If a large portion of your revenue will come from birthday parties, classes, or drop-off daycare and camps, be sure your space reflects that. You may need to build in private rooms to accommodate those activities. And be sure to price compare furniture and play equipment providers, and definitely factor in shipping and tax into your projected costs. Delivery for commercial or large equipment can cost thousands, so read the fine print before hitting that purchase button. Now, number 5, get marketing. You'll want to start building a community and spreading the word right away about your Play Cafe. Before the ink is dry on your lease, your website and social media account should be active and filled with content. Building an email list and social following will definitely be the easiest and least expensive ways to ensure you will have a line out the door on opening day and for months to come. Post your information in as many local community Facebook groups, especially parenting groups, to help spread the information like wildfire. When I was getting ready to open, I offered free play passes in exchange for local moms referring friends to our website, which we track through email signups. We also had street team members hand out actual paper coupons and flyers at local events for months leading up to our opening. By taking these steps, among others, we were able to keep our advertising spend under $300, most of which was spent on paper flyers, and still operate at our maximum capacity daily for the first several months after our opening date. Step 6, choose an opening date. So we were able to bring in hundreds of new customers every day for months after we opened, thanks to our opening date. However, if I could go back, I would choose a different one. Here in New York, our winter weather begins as early as October and doesn't subside until May. We opened on February 1st, 2016, the tail end of the indoor play season. We'd planned on opening November 1st, but delays in construction pushed our date. We were thrust into our busy season, leaving very little time for adjustments, staff training, or gathering and implementing feedback. So now I recommend opening about a month prior to when your area's indoor play busy season is set to start. This way, your staff can ease into their new roles, you can chat casually with customers since there won't always be a line out the door, and you can have the time and space to make any necessary changes before you really fill up. And trust me, there will be changes. It also gives your customers a chance to experience your space in a more relaxing atmosphere. Now, if you've had a chance to develop a street team and build your email list, or if you've been running ads, you can try offering a soft opening week or day to your list. Offering free play in exchange for feedback can be a great way to allow your customers to feel like they're a trusted and respected part of your business and community. Step 7, celebrate! Congratulations, you're ready to open your doors to the public and schedule your ribbon cutting. It may seem like a no-brainer to celebrate your opening, but you'd be surprised how many high achievers like yourself forget to hit the pause button and bask for a moment in their success. Be sure to schedule some time off in the early weeks to have quiet moments at home with your family and reflect on the changes your life is experiencing. Becoming an entrepreneur can definitely take a toll on personal relationships. So acknowledging this and making time for the most important people in your life, and hint, it's not your customers, can have profound long-term effects on both your individual success and your Play Cafe success. After all, those important people in your life are why you took this journey in the first place. So if you follow these exact 7 steps, you will be ready for opening day. But if you need a little bit more information or really specific hand-holding through all 7 steps and more, and you want me to share exactly what I did right and exactly what I did wrong in opening, consider joining Play Cafe Academy. It's a guided program. We have dozens of prospective and successful Play Cafe owners inside, and I would love to see you there. So go to playcafeacademy.com if this interests you to read a little bit more about it. See you there.